Right, today we're going to show you some more sort of office productivity tools, if you like, from Logitech. So we've got the MX Creative Console, which is not actually a single console, but it's made up of two main components. You've got the Creative keypad here, and the Creative dial pad here as well. So yeah, these are two tools. I don't know if you've seen accessories like these before, but basically they're completely customizable in much the same way that the MX Master 4 mouse that I showed you last week or the week before is. So we could customize what all the mini buttons and wheels and things on that mouse could do. Same thing with these devices. Those buttons, there's any number of functions, keyboard strokes, function keys, and some of those are specific to apps as well. And I'll show you how that all works in a minute. And obviously here we've got a dial, we've got a wheel there, a roller, a couple of other buttons on there as well. So all of those can be assigned to different things to really make your life a bit easier. If you've got something that you've been doing the same thing every day, and it requires a lot of opening apps and finding specific settings and all that sort of thing. I'm hoping that we can make life a little bit easier for you with these. So yeah, we connect all these devices via the Logi Options Plus app. You just add the devices. As you can see, the Creative keypad is connected via a long USB-C cable. Whereas the dial pad is a bit more, you can move it around a bit more. That connects wirelessly. It does have an on-off switch on there, and it also has a device switcher as well. So yeah, like the Logitech keyboards and the Logitech mice, you can connect these to more than one device, so that comes in handy if like me, sometimes you're using a Mac, sometimes you're using a Windows device, or perhaps sometimes you're using a tablet, and sometimes you're using a PC. And you want to swap using those tools, all at the same time. You can do that, thanks to that handy device switcher. So let's plug them all in, turn them all on, and I'll show you a little bit more about how it all works. So and it does come with a little stand here. Because like if these are shortcuts that you're wanting to do, like while you're videoing or while you're in a meeting, you've got some presentation shortcuts that you want to use on there. You might be easier for you to see them if they're angled up a little bit, and that's where this little stand comes in. You can just literally pop that in the stand and pop the wire to keep that out of the way. So I'll just put that somewhere where you can see it in action a little bit better. And there's the dial pad, there's the keypad. And if we open up the Logi Options Plus app, you'll see there's the MX Master 4 on that app. We've looked at that before. And there's the webcam that we've done a long time ago. So here's the dial pad, here's the keypad. And if we click on that, we can customize those keys. And as you can see here, that's what they look like as we see them with those icons. Like this one here, they had it for emojis by default. I hate emojis, so I was never going to use that. However, I do often use the activity monitor or the task manager if you're in Windows. So I literally just went, we'll make that open an application, drag that across there, and then you can go down and you can select the application, and so there's a whole list, or you can just type it in here. So that can literally be a shortcut to open whatever application you want. It actually gets even more complicated than that, because you can create your own macros. You can open an application and then do something within that application if you want. So yeah, that's pretty useful. As you can see, I've got the Finder on there, and famously, I love to be able to take screenshots and do screen recordings. I can never remember what the shortcut keys are to do that. Now I've got one that I can literally push that, and there it is right there on that keypad. And you're not just limited to these 9 keys. So, this is mostly about media controls. We can play, we can go to the previous track, we can adjust the volume, we can mute it. But yeah, if we go to the next page, I still want the ability to mute the sound, but maybe I want to play a sound effect as well. Okay, so yeah, I could have many of those loaded in. I could add those on when I'm doing these videos. Maybe there's something I want to put up on the screen. Maybe there's text I want to write or a signature I want to add to something. So those are all the you get the idea, and you can create several pages of those shortcuts. If you want to. So same deal with the dial pad, but you're probably less likely to use that. Obviously there is a scroll wheel on here, but you're probably going to use the scroll wheel on your mouse. Really, this is more for your audio editing or your video editing, or perhaps you've got a graphics program that's helpful to have something that you can use a dial for or a scroll bar for. But if we look back onto the Logi Options Plus app, you can see that it knows that I've installed Adobe Audition on this device. I've used the plugin within Adobe Audition to recognize these devices, and that means that whenever I've got Adobe Audition open, as you can see, the keys have suddenly changed, and now here's a whole lot of editing things that I do regularly in Adobe Audition. And that includes not just things to do with editing the audio that I use in Adobe Audition, but even things like when I want to save that project, there's no immediate hotkey to do that with, and I've still got to go up to the file menu and go save as, and once again, it's one of those things that I do all the time, and so it's just easier now that I can just hit that key and that comes up. So that's pretty cool. Like I say, these are all just little things that don't save a lot of time each time you do them, but when it adds up over doing a whole project, it can really make a difference. And so if we just log out of that and go into into the Creative Dial Pad, then you can see that we can customize those buttons as well, and we can, once again, you can do it for both just normal use around your device, or you can make it app specific. And so you might not know necessarily what all these things mean, but if I actually switch over to Adobe Audition, so here's a project that I was working on this morning, for example, and now with that scroll wheel, I can use that to zoom in and out. So that's really useful, and I've got the dial set to jump around to the playheads of the various files, so that I can quickly jump around. That's really useful. This button will just play.
The old priority list needs to be tipped on its head.
Yes, that whole thing, isn't it? So that'll just play from where I've got the cursor set. There's a undo and redo on those buttons, and this button down here I have got set to bring up this whole actions ring that we talked about before with the MX Master 4 mouse. And so you can see then on screen we've got a whole lot of shortcuts, which once again can be app specific, or it can be more generic to when you're using it all the time. And that can be, like I say, jump into the screen recorder, play a sound, write some text, create another macro that I haven't even thought of yet. So yeah, basically I think that keypad is really useful for everyone. The dial pad is really much more useful if you are an editor like I am, and I think we all are editors. We all do make content these days, don't we? Yeah, I'm impressed, that I'm going to definitely be using it, because it's saving me a lot of effort with a lot of things.